Hey guys! Welcome back to Uniquely Daisy. I'm so sorry that I haven't been posting at all, but my New Year's resolution is to start posting on my social media more. So you will be expecting a lot more videos coming from me. I hope everyone's having a lovely 2024 so far, and I hope they had a lovely Christmas and everything around that time. Today I thought a good comeback video would be for me to show you my 2023 favourite makeup products and show you what they look like on. So make sure to give my Instagram a follow and my TikTok, which I did have a TikTok before but it got banned, so I had to reset it and now I can't get onto the For You page, so I'm restarting that account. Make sure to give it a follow. But I'm going to start off with the viral clips. I got mine from Primark. They do hold my hair back very well, but I did have the hairdresser clips, but I just find they go missing. Okay, let's not. I just find they go missing really easily, so I haven't actually got any left, and I only bought those literally last month. So starting off with moisturizer, because I think it's the best thing to do before you start a full face of makeup. So I'm using the Primark Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer by Prep and Perfect. This is the Bobbi Brown dupe. I'm going to take my rings off. So I just take this and I take about that much and I put it on my cheeks. Recently I've been avoiding putting makeup on my chin because I've had quite a bad little skin flare up there, but I've sorted it out now. I've restocked on my skincare and now I should be good, but I'm just going to blend that in. So if you've noticed, all of my old videos are now gone from the channel because I think with 2024 I just want to start a fresh slate, and I think it would just be really nice because my old videos were filmed on a camera and I think they just kind of like ruined the quality of the videos that they could have been because the lighting was either bad or I edited them terribly. So I'm now filming on my phone, but I got a new phone for my birthday, so the quality is just much better, and I think it's probably even better than the camera I used to use, which is perfect. Okay, now going in with primer, which I think was every single person's favourite this year, either this one or the dupe or the original version of it, is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. There's the pink one and then there's this one. I use the blue one. I haven't tried the pink one yet, so I don't really know the difference. Do you put this onto your hands first or do you put it straight onto your skin? I put it straight onto my skin. I do want to give the pink one a go, so let me know what the differences are. You can either, if you're allowed to comment on this video, because I'm not sure if you are, or you can message them to my Instagram. Feel free, because I'd love to know. I just use my fingers to blend this in. I never really used to use a primer before this year because I didn't actually know what it would do. If I'm not doing too much makeup, I don't always use a primer, I always use a moisturizer. So yeah, it's either this one or the ordinary moisturizer. But now I don't use a foundation as such because I think it's too harsh on my skin, because I have a lot of freckles, as you can probably tell, and I don't like to cover those up. So instead I use the Flawless Glow from Primark. It's the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, but I really want to try the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but they just never have my shade in store. I don't like to put too much on the top of my forehead because I think it makes it too glowy and I don't love that. So I just put about that much onto my skin, maybe a little bit more onto the cheeks. We're going to use this brush, but I just blend that all over. But yeah, at the beginning of the year I used to use the Collection foundation, but I didn't know my shade, so I just stopped using that. And also I just don't love the look of a foundation nowadays, so I just prefer using the glow. So I'm going to try my hardest to get the Halo Glow, which I might even end up getting it from Amazon, because Amazon is actually my favourite place to buy makeup products because they're actually cheaper on Amazon than they are in the store. But as you can see, it makes me look really, really glowy. But still gives a nice little tint to the skin, and I love that. So the next step I do is my eyebrows, and my favourite product for colour this year has been the Gimme Brow Plus by Benefit. I've tried so much this year. I've tried pomade, I've tried pencils, the powders, but none of them have, like, I haven't stuck to any of them like I have stuck to this. This was actually given to me, so it's not even my shade properly, but it still works. I'm trying to buy a new one, but I've just got to figure out the actual shade that I am. And then for brow gel, I literally just use a Poundland one because I think brow gel, you don't need to really splash out. And I've tried quite a few alternatives. I've tried brow soap. I didn't like that, really. I didn't like the way it looked on my eyebrows. Wasn't a lover. But yeah, I just like the way that looks. I don't know if I've done this even at all, so I'm just going to take a regular spoolie and shape them, because I prefer doing it with a regular spoolie afterwards, because I'm not putting more product onto the eyebrow to shape them. I'm just shaping them. So then next I go on to contour. I literally just use the Primark cream contour buildable coverage. I don't put too much of this on. I just prefer it to be more bronzing than sculpted, so I literally just put about that much on. These are my favourite things that I have used this entire year. Okay, so this is what the packaging looks like. You're gonna have to ignore the green on my middle finger. I wore a Shein ring and I washed my hands in it, which I know is a silly mistake, but I literally just put that there, and then I take this Primark brush, which is my godsend. I only bought this a couple of months ago, but it has been the best thing I've probably bought all year. But like I said, this contour is literally my most favourite product I've invested in this whole year. My favouriteest product ever. I've went and bought 2 restocks because they were on sale, and I thought if they're on sale that probably means they're going to go out of stock or they're going to just completely discontinue them, and I thought I'm not saying goodbye to these yet. See what I mean? It just also gives that bronzing effect, which I prefer more over sculpting, because I don't know, I quite like my face shape, but I obviously love that just quite a bit. Okay, now time for blush. I have 4 options here. I have the P. Louise Cheek of it in the shade Peach of My Heart. I have Rare Beauty in the shade Grace. Just look at that. Oh. And then Posy Rosy in blush. And then Happy in a mini Rare Beauty one. The one that I used the most was Rare Beauty, but at the moment I'm preferring more of a coldish colour, so it would probably be Rare Beauty in the shade Grace, and literally you need the smallest little bit of this, and I literally mean that, because I was putting way too much when I was putting 2 big dollops, because that's what I do with this, but obviously this is way more pigmented than this little one here. So I take this brush and I just blend it in circular first and then up. Don't worry if it gets too close to your... Next door neighbour just went up the stairs and I heard every single bit of it. And then I also take a beauty blender, like a dense beauty blender, because it works better for this, and I just blend it into the skin more. This is made by Mitchell beauty blender. But like I said, don't worry about it getting too close to the eye. We're going to sort that out in a minute. My brother is literally shouting at his game at the moment. So yep, same on this side again. I think it blends more carefully if you let it dry before blending it in, because straight away this is more kind of pigmented, but still prettier. Not prettier, pretty. But like I said, taking the Made by Mitchell Beauty Blender and pressing in quite hard so it blends into my skin. So it's come quite close to this area of my skin. So with the next step, which is concealer, which there is no other option for me. Rare Beauty, the brightening concealer. I got shade matched, and I got shade matched the lightest shade that they did. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's what I get for being ginger skin. You know, I have the freckles, I have the ginger tinge in my hair. You can't really see it now, but you can definitely see it in some photos. I'm just going to put this here, there, the same on the other side, And I'm not going to cover up my spots because I don't want to affect them any more than they already are. So I'm just going to leave those as they are. And I'm going to let that kind of dry in a bit so that when I blend it, it's got more coverage. So I'm just going to sit here. Okay, I've let it set for like a minute, which isn't long at all. But then I'm going to take this Real Technique brightening concealer brush, which I didn't even realise it was. And I just kind of do this. So it blends out into one big blob, and then blend it down and around my nose. So you see, you can see where it maps to, and then back out. But it is definitely a brightening concealer. That's all I can say, because the difference, incredible. Okay, so now that I've roughly blended that in, I then take another Dense Beauty blender. This is just a Pretty Little Thing one. And I do the same as I do with the blush, but on the concealer. Can you see that? It is the prettiest thing ever. Okay, now I'm going to do the same on the other side. But the other side gets to dry in more. And it honestly sometimes looks better. But it blends out quicker when it dries. Just poke myself in the eye. And again, I don't really do eyeshadow on a day-to-day basis, but when I do wear eyeshadow, I use the No. 7 limited edition eye palette. But I won't be doing eyeshadow today because I don't have the energy to do that right now. I just love it so much. For liquid concealer, I just take this Primark stick. It's the same as the bronzer, but quite a bit then. I take a mini beauty blender and I just... I need to start using this more. That is my favourite concealer. Concealer, highlighter. Look how glittery. I don't put it here. I just put it here. Now onto baking powder. No, not baking powder, setting powder. The Maybelline Fit Me translucent powder has been my go-to this whole entire year, and I only just, like, the other month found out that it has a mirror and a powder puff underneath, but I did end up losing that powder puff. For a brush, I use the Peaches and Cream PC17 brush. I got this in my Pretty Little Thing advent calendar. So if you had the Pretty Little Thing advent calendar, you would also have this brush. And I just put this under my eyes because I think that is the main place that I like to use this powder. And I use two different powders. This one for under my eyes and over here. Okay, so that is for under the eyes, but for the rest of the face, I use the I Heart Revolution Coconut Scented Baking Powder. I take this Brushworks Powder Puff, which yet again, I got this in my advent calendar, and I do that underneath the contour and blusher area and then up the side. So that is what it looks like after the powder is up close. Very pretty. Very smoothing, I will say that, and they're probably the most affordable ones as well. All of my products that I use are quite affordable because apart from my Rare Beauty stuff, which obviously quite expensive for what it is, but it's not even expensive as such, as like you could probably find more expensive stuff, but I just love to stay affordable because I think makeup is gonna run out. So yeah, I'd rather spend out on clothes. So yeah, whilst we're on that topic of cheap stuff, I then use this Sunkissed Hello Sunshine powder bronzer, which is literally massive. This was like $2.99 from like a Savers shop. This Real Technique brush, which came in my advent calendar 2 years ago, and then I just put it over the contour and the blush, but literally the blush is still going. But I don't like to put a lot of bronzer on because I prefer a natural base. Natural. Then I just take this big Real Technique brush and I just... But yeah, that's what the bronzer looks like, which I really love. Now for blush. This has been, I My favouriteest blush, I saw it on TikTok. This is the Kiko blush. Kiko needs to blow up more. Like, I know the lip glosses are blown up, but their other products are unreal. Like this blush, the colour of it, gorgeous. This is shade, that's the back of it, I'm not sure what the shade is. Oh, number 4. And then I just take this Pro Fusion brush, which are literally from B&M maybe. Gives you just the cutest little pink touch, because we've obviously already got the Rare Beauty on, which is kind of pinky, brownie. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain the Rare Beauty blush. It's a bit of everything really, but it just gives that cute little look. Now for powder highlighter, I use the Glowing Heart Goddess of Faith I Heart Revolution powder. And obviously it's going to look really bright on top of that. I've probably shown you that before in one of my TikToks, because that is literally a godsend. But now moving on to eyelashes. So I just take a eyelash curler. I use the Kiko one and just give them a little curl. These are my 3 go-to eyelash products, but this is my new duo. This is the Kiko Smart mascara. I got this for Christmas and it has literally become my favourite thing. I also love to blink onto the brush instead of putting the brush through my eyelashes. I'm not sure why, it's just become a little habit of mine. And I take the L'Oreal Telescopic, which I literally got yesterday. And then I also put the slightest little bit on my lower lash, because I find that it always spreads onto my under eye and it really annoys me. I then just clean up above my eyes, and that's the eyelashes. Then for lips, I am obsessed with the, yet again, Kiko lip liner. This is the shade 05. I don't need to overline my lips. I was lucky enough to be blessed with quite big lips, so I don't need to overline them. The prettiest shade. Then for lipstick, I use this tiny little MAC lipstick in the shade Velvet Teddy. What shade did they discontinue that like Michaela is obsessed with? And then if I'm feeling a lip gloss over the top, I just use a plumper or this baby gloss from Revolution, but it's the one that's like all products are under £5. And then for setting spray, which I don't always use, but if I do feel like using it, I just use this Studio London You Do You one, and I just that set in. And that is my finished look using my 2023 favourite makeup products. I will link all of the products down below in the description that I can link. If I can't, I'm very sorry, but I'm pretty sure I can link most of them. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys loved. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and turn that bell on. Follow my social medias, which will be on the screen, and I will see you in the next video. Love ya.
I got it, I've been scheming, looting, I your body. As long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem.